Welcome, welcome, welcome. Draft special.
We are here to do a mock draft again, like we did with the 2024. We will be doing 2025. We are recording this 6 days in advance of the actual first round of the draft. So there may be trades that happen that may impact some of our selections and make us look foolish. There may be signings of, actually not signings, but players traded, not just picks, that prevent.
It could be signings, as in, like, the Knicks coach.
Alright, coaching, yeah. That's the only coaching vacancy, though. Tonight will be Game 6 of the OKC and Pacers game. So, as of right now, we don't know the results of that. Another impact.
Yeah, I mean, it should be over by tonight, this playoffs, and all we will have to look forward to is the off season.
I just want it to be closed out because I'm tired of seeing the Pacers play.
I'm not. I don't mind who wins either way. I just know that OKC is obviously the overdog.
The overdog? The favorite?
The overdog. Speaking of favorite, so I was looking through the draft and like they have all these teams like correctly in the right position. I go to number 3, Philadelphia Sixers. That's not their name.
76ers.
What is that supposed to mean? They don't know our team name. Real GM, you gotta fix your site. You gotta fix that.
Oh well.
But to preface this draft, I want to show you guys a little clip I saw on Twitter. So Ace Bailey has an agent named Omar Cooper, who is the father of Sharif Cooper, who played for the Hawks and was on the Cavs at one point before being sent down to the G League. So Omar Cooper, who is representing Ace, wanted to be paid for any interviews during his draft stuff. That doesn't count the draft combine because he actually did that interview and did it pretty poorly. And the quote came out from Good Man Hoops. It just seems as though Ace Bailey has received some poor advice over the past year, has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I agree with that.
So, what I want to know is, why did he choose to go to Rutgers and not a top school?
He chose to team up with Dylan Harper, I believe.
You believe?
Yeah.
Why? They don't. I mean, they seem like buddies, but like they're not super close.
They thought maybe they could have a path to superstardom.
I just think that Ace Bailey wants to be the number one option everywhere he goes, and that makes me think that him and the Brooklyn Nets are working together to make that happen in some way, fashion possible. Even though they have the 8th pick, 8th, he wants to slide, so he goes to the Nets and becomes that first option. I mean, he can be a first option on the Wizards maybe, and
I don't know.
But it seems like the Nets have a better situation for him to succeed, and that's what he wants. So I am predicting Ace Bailey to somehow end up on the Nets, whether trade or slides all the way down to 8. That is just my opinion.
I mean, if he thinks he's going to succeed in Brooklyn, good luck on that.
I don't know what counts as succeeding in Brooklyn. I've seen a lot of good prospects go to bad teams and they get worse, so can't have it your way. It's not Burger King.
Unfortunately, not unless your name's Cooper Flag.
All right, mock draft. We got NBA.net here, NBADraft.net set up here. They already have the picks set up. We just gotta move things around. We're only doing the first round, right? So if we want to move anyone from the second round,
we're doing the second too.
All right. I mean, I don't know a ton of names here, but
should be fun. I think we're just gonna slide people around.
All right. So first and second pick, we could both agree that
Cooper Flagg is staying there.
Cooper Harper is staying. I mean, Dylan Flagg. I mean,
enough.
VJ at 3.
I do think, regardless of who picks there, that he's the third pick.
Do you? I mean,
same with number 2, Dylan Harper.
I mean, probably. Some people have a case, but if you're going off of Sixers needs, I think VJ makes a lot of sense. Fourth pick, I definitely don't agree with.
Yeah, we're not keeping their predictions, so I was thinking more Trey Johnson at the 4.
Yeah. I guess Ace Bailey's sliding.
Yeah, I do think he's going to. I don't think he wants to be in Charlotte.
Alright, so 4 freshmen picked, top 4 picks.
No surprises.
Actually, there's a ton of freshmen, it looks like.
Almost most of the draft.
Interesting. Alright, I guess that has to deal with... No, wait, they said that the NIL would destroy people leaving early, I thought. Like they'd want to stay in college.
Not when you're a top 5 pick.
Yeah, but there's a lot of non-top 5s all the way up to the end of the lottery, I would say.
Depending.
But number 5, we have... By the way, I want to touch on Charlotte's fit for Trey Johnson. Obviously, you got some crazy... I don't know if crazy is the word, but you have a lot of interesting people in Charlotte. You have LaMelo, who jacks up whatever shot he feels is right. You got Brandon Miller, who arguably does the same, but a little less crazy.
Beg
you got
to differ.
Miles Bridges, who has his off-court issues. Mark Williams, who apparently failed a physical, although other analysts say otherwise. Who
They
else?
have Nurkic there now.
Yep, he was a problem player on the Suns.
And why don't we think Malawak here?
Well, you said Trey Johnson. I agreed. I'm just saying, if they get Trey Johnson, they have a lot of crazy high-volume shooters. So, I don't know about the fit per se, but if he's the best available, you got to take him.
Assume so.
So are we sticking with Johnson at 4?
Yeah, I don't think it's Bailey there.
Number 5, you got the Jazz. Oh, man.
I think this is the team that's able to take a risk. And when I say risk, as in like questionable characters, and that would be Ace Bailey in my opinion.
Do you think the Jazz owner would be willing to take an attitude like that?
Again, taking a risk.
I don't know. They're what's his name for that used to manage the Celtics?
That's Danny Ainge there.
He's still there, right? Like
Yes.
It's not his son, whatever Ainge.
Yeah, it is Ainge.
So
Danny.
he seems like the type of guy to not. He's like the Pat Riley type, from what I.
Not really.
I don't know if you'd want to deal with that.
Deal with what? He's an owner.
I mean, I guess.
Again, it's a risk. It's the Jazz. We're not talking about like a team that already is settled with their players.
So Ace Bailey, they have him as a shooting guard, small forward. Obviously, he's more of a 3-4 in today's NBA. Even in old NBA, I don't think he's considered a 2.
I don't think so.
You got Washington Wizards. You got Brogdon expiring. You got Middleton on an option, player option, which he will probably take. They have, if he takes the option Middleton, they have some sort of
He's taking it.
vet there that could help rookies, younger players. So maybe you go Fierce here. And then
What about Kasparis?
it could. I don't know.
Why would the Wizards take Fears?
It could be either or.
I don't think they're taking Malawak.
I'll put them there for now if we want to adjust it. Alright, the Hornet. Why do I keep saying the Hornet? The Pelicans. I keep seeing their old logo and it looks like. It reminds me of the Hornets for some reason. Sorry in advance, dealing with a cold, if you can't tell. Alright, the Pelicans. They have a lot of issues with injuries lately. So I don't think they're really worried about positional needs, but if they are, they have a lot of guards and wings and a lack of centers. So maybe they go Malawak here or
I
Derek
could see
Queen maybe.
I don't think you take Queen over Malawak.
Yeah, I mean you got to go upside, I guess. Number 7. Brooklyn. The team that probably wants Ace the most might trade up eventually, but who knows?
Yeah, again, we have to also imagine that not every team is keeping their pick, and just to go off of who we think is getting selected at what spot in the draft based on who's still there.
Yeah, it's hard to predict, but part of the fun in drafting or mock drafting is seeing if your picks are correct and educating the ones who need education.
All right.
So number 8, I don't know where I was going there, but number 8, you got Brooklyn. They need a lot. They do have decent amount of scorers on their team. They have interesting big men in Claxton, I believe, is either expiring this year or next. I guess we could go check that real quick. Nets. You have a
He's
bunch.
not expiring.
Oh, he was just okay. He did sign an extension.
Cam's locked
you got-
in. Claxton's locked in.
You got Russell, Melton, Zaire Williams, Cam Thomas, Sharp, Watford. So you have a lot of people you gotta make a decision with. I heard that Russell likes being in Brooklyn, so maybe they keep him.
Do they want him though? It's not about likes.
I think at this point, he seems like a guy who fans like to see, and
It's not
he
about
wants
the
to
fans.
be there. And if the Brooklyn Nets want to build some sort of, what's it called, culture, it probably starts with him. I don't know if he's the exact definition of culture, but he could turn into that vet that helps a lot. He seems like a personable guy that is a talkative leader, it seems like. He's not the smartest player out there, but he knows the game and he knows the off-court issues that could be fixed.
What
So,
off-court issues do they have?
All that to say,
I think Fears.
do they go Fears though?
I don't think you could pass on him if you're the Nets. Why would you be married to D'Angelo Russell, who's already been there twice?
Yeah, I mean, they could just get both of them. How tall is Fears? 6'4". Huh. They have him ranked 5.
On their big board, yeah.
Is it gonna save it?
I don't think so. Oh wait, they did.
So, based on that ranking, they probably want like the best talent available. So they would be happy with Fears, I would say.
I think he's the right pick for the Nets. They do need a future point guard leader.
Look at this ad.
D'Angelo Russell is never the answer.
All right, pick 9. Toronto Raptors.
I don't think it's Conconnable, I'll put it that way.
I think
If you look
gotta
up and
go-
down their roster,
I think you gotta go Queen or Maury
Sorber.
Boyles. I'm between these 3. But I think my first pick is Queen. Based on team needs and potential.
I think they're the team that wants Malawak, but they're not going to get a chance unless they trade.
Yeah, I mean, if he's already picked, you gotta go best center available, if that's what your team need is. So,
And they could take a
why
swing
did
with
that,
Derek Queen, too.
why did that happen? Alright, Derek Queen. It's the Raptors. You got Houston up next.
10th pick, are they even going to keep this, though?
It's interesting that there's a star next to it, unless that means it's...
That means that they got it in a trade.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So... They have a lot of defense on that team. That you're kind of built on defense.
Conconnable.
You do need a win now player, so it kind of makes sense to go.
I don't see Conconnable sliding past 10. It has nothing to do with the Rockets.
You probably got to go with the most NBA ready player at this pick, just because they're not far away from real contention, as you see. So-
That's your take. I'm just going off of top 10. Conconnable's still available. There are teams that are going to pay.
Yeah, it could also be the case. Number 11, we got Portland.
I don't think it's that guy, Traylor.
Probably doesn't make sense with Scoot Henderson, Simons, Sharp.
Doesn't make sense to take another guard type. Hence why I think this is where the Colin Murray Boyles could go.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You get a different kind of player who's like a hub almost, you could say. Playmaker in the middle of the court, similar to like Draymond, people say.
I don't want to put him
Not the greatest shooter, but if you have shooting around him like Ayton, Sharp, Simons, Denny, Avia, it could be a decent fit for the future.
I really think they need more veterans, but if we're going pick 11, we should say this guy here.
Yep. All right, number 12, you got Chicago Bulls. Interesting team, as you know. They always end up somewhere in this spot. They have Trey Jones, Josh Giddey expiring, and Horton Tucker also, but Javon Carter, player option, probably will come back.
I don't see how he has any bearing on the draft pick.
Just putting the team out there, let's see what their needs are. I feel like you gotta go. There's rumors about Vucevic being traded. Could happen. There's rumors about Lonzo Ball being traded. Could happen.
Yeah.
So
I
you
mean-
don't really have I mean, if you think Giddey and White are there for the future, you kind of don't want to get a guard.
At 12, is this where we bring in Carter Bryant?
He's listed at small forward. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, freshman power forward, I would say. Pretty
Forward. 3 or 4.
Yeah. From what I hear, he's a pretty good defender and has upside. I don't mind this pick. I mean, I don't know a ton about him, but at this point, you got to go with team needs.
If they keep the pick.
Yeah, and upside. Atlanta Hawks.
I think they need bench. I don't think it's Traore.
I kind of think they need more defenders.
I mean, you have Dyson Daniels.
Can never have too many defenders with Trae Young.
Who's their bench scorer, though?
I mean, I actually wouldn't mind. It's kind of a stretch, but
I was originally thinking Richardson, but
I kind of want to say McNeely, but I don't think that's. It's kind of a reach.
I don't see why the Hawks would take Liam.
I don't know either. It just seems like.
I don't see why a team would trade up either for him.
So who's your top two?
Well, we still got Noah Essengay. I don't know too much about him. If you're going to say wing. And Igor Demon is still there. I mean, you can't leave off him. I mean, we shouldn't be looking at Liam McNeely so high up. If we're not going Jace, it should be one of those two.
One of who two?
The ones I just named, Noah Essengay, and
I
Igor
think
Demon.
Essengay makes more sense.
International player. Click him. I don't know too much. He didn't play in college.
International guy, so he's probably from France. Yeah.
Good guess. 6'10".
So he's projected at 10, which is
Yeah, we moved him down quite a bit, as you can see.
so.
He's got good athleticism, great size, pretty decent defense, quickness. I mean, this is what we're talking about.
Huh. Apparently, he's not the. I thought that said Al Harrington for a second. Apparently, he's not the greatest dribble guy and working off the dribble. I don't
When
know
you
if
have-
you necessarily need
I
that.
mean, when you're the Hawks, who's gonna actually dribble besides the guys they already have?
Oof, not a great free throw shooter.
They could be losing Capella too. Keep in mind where they need to replace.
Huh. Defensively shows.
This could
So
be
he
a good.
could apparently he could guard multiple positions, so that could be good for the Hawks.
You were just saying they need
Which
more
makes
defense.
sense. Which makes sense.
Yeah, let's keep it there.
San Antonio. I'm gonna keep saying it till he's picked, but I think Liam McNeely makes a lot of sense here.
The problem is we cannot think on strictly San Antonio Spurs mindsets when they're in the trade market as much as they have been. So I look at it through the lenses of the last pick in the lottery. Teams might be itching to sneak in there.
See
Or
how
it could be part of a huge trade, aka KD.
So they have him big boards at 6.
Another point guard from France. You really think the Spurs are going to draft him and trade him? Traore, this is tough.
Yeah, I mean they already picked Dylan Harper.
I mean, if we're saying they're taking Traore, it doesn't really make sense.
But you also said that it could be a trade.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't mind Ace Newell. I think he's ranked pretty high.
there's Demon too.
True Good and David Lee comp. 6'10" power forward that bouncies, untapped scoring ability.
Sochan. Again, not to say that should prevent this guy from being picked.
So he's not the greatest shooter efficiency wise. Under 30% from 3 and 74 from the line, which isn't completely bad, but
I mean, under 30 would be.
I don't know. I'm at a.
There's also the prospects of taking Demon here.
What did you just call? Oh crap.
Igor.
Did I click the right guy? Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. So he's a great passer. 6'9" playmaker. This is starting to sound familiar. Apparently has really good IQ. Very good with the ball, speed, quickness, balance, deception. Gets to his spots, plays the right way.
Not a great shooter.
Not the most confident. This is really sounding familiar. From Russia.
Kind of long for a shooting guard.
Wait, he's from Russia, but he went to BYU.
Yeah, he also played for Real Madrid before that. Sounds familiar.
Huh. I mean,
I think that's a tempting pick at
he
14.
He does fit their system of being unselfish. I mean, he's not the greatest shooter, but he could develop into something.
If you're gonna say the greatest shooter, you have to look at who they have. If they're keeping De'Aaron Fox, if they're keeping Wemby, obviously.
But how is this guy gonna get the ball with all those guys on the team? That's my only thing.
As a secondary ball handler. Mind you, Chris Paul will not be there forever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I'll put him there.
Again, he could be like the guy off the bench that you trust with the ball in his hands.
All right, the rich get richer. You got one of the OKC's picks.
I don't even want to talk about them. Drafting again for them. I mean, why do they even want any more youth?
You probably just go best available no matter position-wise, because
it could be on the move
they're
too.
probably champions at this point. They don't really...
Does it even matter?
I think you just keep that pick right there where it belongs.
The Sorber and Newell really attract me too, though.
What about Jace?
Not there. I don't see him going 15.
All right, so who are you picking? Because I'm fine with either. I'm not worried about this pick.
Newell. Sorry, Trayor.
All right, Memphis.
Oh, boy.
All right, so the Grizzlies, you have Desmond Bane, which is traded for Cole Anthony and KCP. So you got Kennard expiring.
He's probably going to be gone.
Bagley expiring.
Probably gone.
Aldama's expiring. He should get a decent contract. Which could be the reason they moved Desmond Bane in the first place.
I think they said Jalen Wells is going to be their new starter.
Yeah, but you got to cut cap somewhere for Aldama. He'll get over 10 mil at least. So
how'd that trade cut cap?
Because
they took on 2 players for 1.
Because the contracts were probably lower.
13 and
probably around
20
10.
something. No, KCP makes 20 something.
No, he's around 15 to 18. I thought.
3 years, 66 million is 22.
Is it 66?
66 million.
After further review, he's about 22 million annually.
And we got the 13 million coming from Cole Anthony, so that kind of just doesn't even take away anything. And you got a second player to worry about.
Yeah, so I guess
what do they do with the pick is the question. We're not worried about offseason yet.
they do lack size on this team, I would say. All right, so pick 16, Memphis Grizzlies.
I think Sorber.
Do you go with the center? Trayor's really falling. So do you really go with the center here, or?
Do you think Trayor should be going there?
I don't like how he slipped so far. I mean, I almost feel like we should move him somewhere up here.
I don't think so. Who's really talking about him?
I guess it makes sense, but
If it makes any sense, I'm saying he goes next.
Conley, you got an older point guard. You kind of need someone to.
They do have Nikhil too, but
And Dillingham, who didn't see a lot of time.
I mean, Dillingham's not really.
He could grow into something, but still has some stuff to work on. So probably keep these picks as is, right?
For now, yeah.
Washington, you already got Kasparis Jakachonis, I believe is how you say it.
Do they really need more youth is the question?
You pick in the draft for youth.
Now I'm saying, do they keep picks?
Yes, you have to find that diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough, huh?
So the Wizards, do they go with another freshman to develop into something? Or do they
I really don't know.
Do they go with upside no matter? I mean, I feel like they gotta go with, who do they pick? Kasparis. I mean, years ago the Wolves picked back-to-back point guards, Rubio and Johnny Flynn. So it's not too crazy to go Jace here, in my opinion.
You think Jace is going 18?
Yeah, I mean, he has that name to go pretty high up there in the draft, if not higher.
I'm just not really sure what's happening with pick 18.
They're probably to keep it. I mean,
I don't really see a reason to.
you have to. You have to find that next generational player.
Yeah, but you can't repeat the same process over and over and just take multiple picks.
So what do they do?
At some point, you have to package people up for another player that.
No matter
can
what, I
make a-
think that Chase is the best upside left on the board. Unless you're gonna go like Fleming or Nee Clifford.
What about McNeely here?
I don't love it. I'm just kind of against that.
What's the reasoning behind the against?
They have a lot of similar players at that position. They
Who exactly is similar to McNeely?
let's go check. You got the Wizards. You got Chris Middleton. You got Bilal. You got Corey Kispert, Kai Sean George, Shed Penny,
He's nothing.
Sadiq Bey, if he's
I
healthy.
mean, that's not really.
I just think you gotta go with a 4 or 5. I wouldn't mind this guy here. I don't know too much about him. He's international. But they tend to like international type players, so
So we're on to the Nets pick now.
yep.
The Nets like international?
Oh wait. Are we going Jace at 18 or
I don't know. You're against McNeely.
I think that this guy makes sense for the Wizards. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
So, if we're fine with that, then moving on to Brooklyn, you got. You already have Fears on your team, according to this draft, as is.
Again, I always, when you look at how many picks the Nets have, like, how realistic is it that all those guys are actually going to be drafted by the Nets?
Probably not likely. They probably want to move up, I would imagine, to this top 4, top 5.
Maybe they're the pick at the 5.
Or 3, if you want it. So I think you just go best available and stick with that.
All right, I agree.
Pick number 20, Miami.
I'm gonna guess that the Heat are either keeping this or trading for Durant.
Yeah. I don't know where to go here.
Is there even an answer?
The first name that I looked at was
I don't know much about Clifford.
these two. I think Clifford we're putting kind of low, so maybe we just take him. This is the guy that. Oh, we didn't look at this guy yet. I looked at 17. He's a little.
Colorado State. Oh, okay, I know this guy then.
He's a little on the older side. He's a senior.
It seems like a Pat Riley guy.
Yeah, we'll stick with it. The Jazz pick 21.
With this pick, this draft is really annoying. Like, I don't know who to put where.
I think that. Who did they pick? They picked Ace Bailey.
If they keep.
I kind of like. I don't know why I'm stuck on Danny Wolf. I feel like he's a first round guy.
You think this thing has it wrong? We could switch it, yeah. Danny Wolf, alright. First bold move.
Atlanta Hawks, in my opinion, want to keep this guy here.
McNeely, alright.
They need that kind of scorer off the bench, as you said.
We took defense already.
Yeah, I could do a little bit of everything on the court. Not a terrible defender and can pass. So, the Pelicans, they already got...
How many teams have multiple picks in this draft?
They already got Maui Watch, so you probably just look for fit here, maybe. I kind of like... I think that Fleming or Powell makes sense. I don't know who Will Riley is, honestly.
I don't know if we necessarily go chalk here.
Huh?
Chalk meaning what they have on there.
So this guy's from Canada. Apparently a really good jump shot. Huh. Seems like a good player, honestly, for the Pelicans.
I was thinking more along the lines of a Walter Clayton, maybe.
Is that too high for him?
Not really.
Alright, we'll put him there. OKC, another pick.
I don't even know what to do with this one.
I think just keep it like that. Will Riley, that shooter that we just saw.
Alright, fair enough.
Orlando, although... Yeah, I can't change it now. Fleming. Camden, New Jersey. Huh. Sounds like the Josh Hart type of player, Toppin. I guess they mock him too.
I wouldn't say he's Josh Hart at 6'9".
I mean, defensive, explosive, high motor,
Floor
rebounder.
spacing. That's not Josh Hart.
I mean, he's not the greatest shooter,
For a 4 or 5, yeah.
I guess.
And at this spot in the draft, these are not starters.
So we keep it like that.
I heard there's a chance they lose Mo Wagner.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I'd say leave him. I mean, that's kind of laziness at this point, but we're at the part of the draft where all of this kind of like blends together.
So, because the next two picks obviously could be traded like the other ones. So, I feel like you gotta move Noah Penda somewhere up here.
Or is there a Chaz Lanier sighting?
Or Ben Seraph. Where is he mocked? Who?
Jokic.
Jokic? Huh.
A Jewish point guard / shooting guard. Not that matters, but
Alright, pick your two picks for this one.
go up again. Yeah, I do think Chaz Lanier could be the pick here.
All right. Oh crap! Where did I put him? Chaz.
You put him nowhere.
All right, we got him there.
Noah, whatever.
Noah
For the next
Penda.
one. Maybe leave the last three. Do you think anyone slides up from the second, though?
I think the Celtics would rather get a center and a senior at that, so maybe more polished. Although, nah, I don't feel like any of these guys.
Kalkenbrenner, maybe.
Do you think Proctor slides up, or is
No. Not him. I don't think so.
Huh. Johnny Broom?
Janai Broom.
Oh. Yeah, we're not too familiar with.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna play musical chairs here.
Don't click that button.
Musical chairs with the second round.
It's just randomness.
Yeah. I don't want it to be the exact same as theirs, so.
Throw someone in from the pool.
I mean, doesn't hurt.
Caleb Love.
Oh, where'd he go?
You can go anywhere.
Mark Sears. You're in, young. Oh my god, I can't get him in. Go in, please.
He doesn't want to. You gotta put it to the right more. By the name.
Let's throw another one in there. There we go.
This is how you scout, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you scout.
These picks don't matter anyway. Wait, there's no pick there.
Huh.
Alright, whatever. I'm leaving him there and there. So, alright, so that's the second round. You see, let's recap our first round. We got Cooper Flagg going first, Dylan Harper going second, chalk. VJ Edgecombe, now the latest talks is that's who it is there. Trey Johnson's been mocked a lot to the fourth. Ace Bailey slides down.
Possibly a Brooklyn trade.
Sixth.
You got Kasparis Jakachonis, since he didn't
Kaspers.
know how to pronounce that. Kasparis.
Kasparis. Malawak going to the Pelicans at 7 if they keep it. Fears to the Nets. Derek Queen. We got a shooter going to number 10.
You don't sound very confident.
I'm waiting for you to talk. I don't want to do all the talking. Colin Murray Boyles to the Trailblazers, barring they keep Carter Bryant. Noah Essingwe to the Hawks. Igor Demon. If I'm chopping up these names, forgive me.
It's definitely not
Ace.
Igor Demon.
All right. Asa Newell, Sorber, Trayor, Behringer. We got Jace going finally at 19. Neek Clifford. Danny Wolf actually might go into the first, but they had them in the second. McNeely, Clayton, so you get Riley, Fleming, Lanier, Noah Penda, Maxime Reynaud, Cedric Coward, and Drake Powell to wrap up that first round.
And we will do the second round tomorrow.
No, we won't.
The NBA will.
The second round will be conducted on the second day of the draft, which is a new thing, and I find it quite interesting. But
Watch how many people go to the second day. It'll be completely empty, probably.
I don't know about complete, but I'm sure there's bound to be some Knick fans aboard, unless we snag a first round some miracle way. Highly doubt.
I mean, do the Nets even have a... Oh, yeah, they have 36. Do they have another second rounder? It's a
No.
good thing this is in Brooklyn because they have like a ton of picks.
Yeah, I mean, they dominate the draft almost. They have 4 picks as of now in the first round and then the second rounder.
Yep. So, could see. I don't even know if Nets have fans, but if you do,
You
leave a
might see
comment.
some out there.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe to the pod, and hope you enjoyed our little mock here, and we will be back shortly. Peace out.
Peace.